Hello, this is Jacqueline Kane, Stop the Pain Specialist, Medical Intuitive, for our 12/12 Monday Truth. So I just want to check to make sure that Facebook is working and that there are people. How is everybody today? It was a gorgeous weekend here in Connecticut, and this weekend was awesome. I was out planting my flowers and our gardens growing. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Jacqueline Kane, Medical Intuitive, and I help women who are living with physical and pain, any kind of emotional pain, how to clear that, heal the past, trust your intuition, and manifest your future the way you want it. Hey Joyce, how are you? Happy to have you here. What did you do this weekend? It was absolutely gorgeous, and I sent you some sunshine. If you haven't noticed, that's how powerful I am. So today, topic of discussion is who's running your life, who's running your bus, I like to call it. And I've been working lately with a lot of people around their saboteur. So is it your saboteur, or are you living, or is your higher self running your bus? So we all have a way of holding ourselves back. Let's first talk about the saboteur. And we hold ourselves back because it's a way to keep ourselves safe, right? Think of it as a thermometer. You have a thermometer in your house, in your home, and we set it at a certain temperature. So when the temperature starts to go down, that temperature gauge will go on to bring the temperature back up to the level that you set it at, right? So if you feel comfortable and at the right temperature at like 70 degrees, the minute it dips down, the furnace is going to go back up so that you get to that certain temperature. Well, we have that same mechanism in our bodies, but we're not always aware of it. We just beat ourselves up and say, well, why did that happen? Why didn't I get that result? How come I'm still at the same space, same place I'm in? So in our physical body, we feel comfortable being a certain way in front of our friends and family, doing certain things. And the minute we jump out of that comfort zone and we try to do something new, or we try to speak up in a certain way to be heard, the saboteur can jump in because it's not comfortable for us. It's not safe for us to go outside of our comfort zone, and it will kind of like beat us up and bring us back down. For example, we see it a lot with the pro golfers, right? Some of them, maybe you do or maybe you don't watch golf, but we're golfers in this family, so we watch a lot of golf. And going in, so normally their tournaments are Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, all those guys will be doing really good and they'll be at the top of the leaderboard. But then come Sunday, they drop right down and they lose it like they've never played golf before. And that's a sign, I believe, that their saboteur is running their show, because there's a part of them that doesn't feel safe enough to really go all the way and win and have the acknowledgement and be that successful. So, what are some ways that you are feeling that your saboteur is stepping up? And is this resonating? So thank you, Joyce, for that comment. You are so powerful. We are all powerful. Imagine what we would all be able to create in this life if we all loved ourselves and believed that we were all so powerful, right? So some signs that your saboteur is running your show. You never reach your goal, you're tired, And you're tired at times when you really didn't do anything. You're just downright exhausted and paralyzed, and you can't take that next action step, right? You may have gained weight. You may be eating more than you wanted to, or you may be drinking more than you wanted to, alcohol. Those are some of the signs that there's something else at play, and that these voices and these other energies could really be tapping your energy so that you do feel exhausted, and so that you can stay safe, quote safe, because a part of you doesn't feel comfortable going for that goal or talking to that person or standing in your power. And that's what I feel is really behind the pain, the lack of success in your business, the lack of success in anything, is how comfortable we feel in standing in our power. Because it can be really, really scary to stand in our power. And if we were taught when we were young that it wasn't safe, that we created other beliefs that other people can stand in their power, but we can't, and that when we do stand in our power, it's scary, or it's just not going to go well, then that situation is going to continually show up every time we're trying to step out of our comfort zone, to try something new, right? To speak up to somebody, to say, don't treat me like that. That can be very, very hard for some women to say in relationships. It can be very hard for some women to say, I'd like to have a deeper relationship with you, and let's be more honest with ourselves, and let's be more honest with each other, right? So who is running your show? And thank you, Jennifer, for joining us. So some ways to tame the saboteur. First of all, it can take time. It can take a lot of time to understand, one, that you even have a saboteur, and that saboteur is so powerful that it's sapping your energy and keeping you stuck and small. But you can take a few minutes every day and just breathe and tune into this part of you that's running the show. And ask this part of you, who are you? Which voice are you? What is it you need? What do you need to feel safe? And really get in touch with this part of yourself. Now, most of the time I do find that it's important to hire somebody, a professional who's been working with this part, because it's so ingrained in us, and most of my clients don't even know that their saboteur is running the show. They don't even know they have a saboteur because it's such a big part of themselves, right? But in the meantime, right now, you can, like I said, take a few deep breaths, breathe, and ask which voice is running the show. What is it you need? What do we need to move forward? And even just jot down what comes to mind when you're getting in touch with the saboteur. And thank you, Maria, for joining. We've been talking about the saboteur and getting in touch with that part, that voice, understanding it, why it's keeping you safe. And then on make it a daily ritual to get in touch with your saboteur, to ask you, what is it you need? Because even when we hire professionals, sometimes that voice is always there. If we have a super strong saboteur, no matter what we do, because we're always evolving, we're always growing, so a part of that saboteur will always show up. So constantly ask, why am I not reaching my goals? Why am I so exhausted when I really haven't done anything? What is it you need? right? And if you know EFT or tapping, you can tap it away. You can get, well, we don't tap it away. We get in touch with it so we can heal it and honor it and give it what it needs, give it the love it needs. Usually it doesn't feel loved. Usually this part of ourselves has been beating us up for so long. It's criticizing us, right? It doesn't want to, but that's all it was taught. That's all the people taught us to do, was to criticize and judge. So when we start interacting with these voices, we understand that they need to be loved. And that's really what they want from us. The most important relationship is the relationship with you and these voices. Okay? So, once we've understood the saboteur, then we can finally start hearing the inner guidance, the higher self, the awakened part of ourselves, the part of us that knows and feels comfortable with doing the next step. Well, maybe not even comfortable, but you understand and you're hearing the guidance, the next best inspired action for you to do to reach your goal, to live your soul's purpose. Because that's what we all came here to do, was to live our soul's purpose without the shame, without the embarrassment. All these events and lessons and experiences that we've lived in our lives have helped us for a certain reason, for what you were put here to be and do and have. And when you learn that lesson, then your whole life shifts. Your whole life changes. So when we're living our life from our higher self, when our higher self is running our bus, life is easy. People show up. All the right people, places, and events show up so that we can achieve our goals. So that we can have more time, more freedom, we can be healthy, right? Money can show up easily and effortlessly without us having to worry about it. All our needs are met. People will hold the door open for you at the grocery store. Things will just effortlessly appear. Because whether a friend was thinking of you and thought you needed something, or you received a free gift in the mail, or you went shopping and something was just free, right? Those things do happen, but not when we're living our life from our saboteur. When our higher self is running our show, life becomes magical. You have all the energy you need, all the creativity to do everything you want, and you truly believe that you are worthy, and you're open to receiving so much. So much. You deserve to receive so many things. So I would love to hear what you're thinking of this. Who is running your bus? I just want to check my notes. Thank you, Maria. Who's running your bus, Maria? Which voice? Yes, you could feel calm. Like when things are in alignment for me and running so smoothly, there's this inner peace. There's this inner calmness that I get to have. And I'm truly enjoying being me. I don't need anything. The more I heal those parts of myself that I call it the defense team, right? The judge, the protector, the critic, the saboteur, the controller. I mean, they were really the wounded parts of me. And when I get to heal them and let that go, then my higher self shows up. Then my enlightened being shows up. My magical parts, my manifester. All these things show up where I get to really, really, for the first time ever, experience what it's like to be alive without all the chaos. So, oh, congratulations to you, Maria. Your higher self is running your bus most of the time. Maria, what do you do to achieve that? And Joy says, yes, that's so true when you are not in your head. Oh, yes, the head. So strong and sometimes can be so mean. But it's nice to get out of the head and down into our bodies and feeling and experiencing life, which is a great way to live because that's what we were put here to do. And when we do that, then we can show more love to all people, right? I know there's a big movement going on that Black Lives Matter, and they absolutely do. And I have so much compassion for all of them. And I am looking forward to living in a life, in a world where every individual is important. And I know right now that the Blacks need our support. And Black lives do matter. So I am with them on that. And even as hard as it is right now, I know that sometimes things need to change, and they're not always going to change easily and effortlessly, and sometimes it really has to be huge chaos. So I set the intention that we're going to have a completely different world on the other side of this. So my goal is always to help people heal those parts of themselves that are in pain, and to know that they are loved, and that each one of you have gifts that the world is waiting for you to share. So I am launching a level 2 Reclaim Your Power 7-week program to more ease, flow, and abundance. I will leave the information below if anybody's interested. And if there's anybody out there who is ready to tame their saboteur and live their life from their higher self, I will leave a contact information, and let's get on the phone to find out what it is you need if you have questions. If you'd like to work with me, I would love to get to know you. And I wish everybody the most amazing day. The weather in Connecticut has been absolutely gorgeous. And I'm really loving being outside, being with my plants, and living life and having fun. So thank you so much for being on here with me. I would love to know your comments, what other voices show up for you. And I hope all of you live your life with your higher self driving your bus. So everybody have an awesome day, and I will see you.